All right. Good evening. We are going to try a live flight tonight on Vatsim. Uh, Try out the new PC build. Flying the PMDG 737-800. Going to take a hop from Cleveland down to Charlotte. And yeah, we'll see how everything works. If you're joining in with us, we appreciate it. Uh, kind of new to the streaming thing here, but we're going to see if we can't get through this. So go ahead and get some battery power on, get some emergency lights on, and get our ground power connected. Get our logo light on and our position lights on as well. Yeah, we'll get our nav starting to align here. Let's go ahead and get a little lights here. Crank up a little bit of the light pedal. And we'll get some lights down here as well. And some more lights over here on the back side, and we'll get a little bit of panel lighting going on here. All right. Start letting things come to life here. And let's see what we can do with some ground services. We've got a GPU already connected. That way, toggle. All right, we got 2,304 pounds of fuel on board currently. We'll pull up our flight plan here. It looks like we're going to need 14,788. So we'll go ahead and request the fuel truck here. And 14,788. That's the block fuel we're going to need today. So as soon as that arrives, we will start that loading. And let's see what we're going to have on passengers here today. So we've got 149 passengers scheduled for the flight. 149. So we'll start that connection. And let's see, we won't start it yet. Let's go ahead and request our loaders and take a look. We're going to 8,200 pounds worth of cargo. So it's going to be 4,100 in both the front and the back. We'll split that up evenly here. So 4,100 there. And another 4,100 here. So that'll give us 8,200 pounds for cargo. Wheel chocks are currently set. I think we need to go double check our doors here. Let's get this door open. And go back to our ground services. Fuel truck has arrived, so we'll go ahead and start that fueling. We'll take a look on the outside here. Fuel truck is connected. And looks like we got our baggage loaders showing up. And of course, we still need the bags to actually arrive here. So we'll keep our eye on that. Let's see. What have I got here? Alright, let's get that set. And services over here on this other panel here. If you want to see what we're doing, we're going to get this one. So go ahead and start our boarding here. We're going to do this as a joint AVA flight as well today. So we'll go ahead and start that, and we'll set this to Vatsim, and we'll go ahead and hit start there. Alright, so what we need to check out now is what we have online here. So I believe we have Cleveland Center on. We do, so that's 28,625. Let's go ahead and see if we can tune that. 28,625.
That'll be maintained 5,000, expect 310, 1 minutes after, otherwise read back correct.
Alright, so we do have ATC online here.
I'm sorry, my headphones cut out for a second. Could you say the final altitude one more time?
It's going to be maintained 5,000,
Let's take a look on ForeFlight here and see if we can't find. Actually,
climb 5,000 and expect 310, 10 minutes after departure for American 201.
Air Canada 248, Toronto Center F line, frequency change approved.
Volumes here for ATC.
Going to Unica, American Canada 248, thank you, bye-bye.
Turn that down for a little bit so it's not quite so loud. Alright, so Looking at 4-flight and Cleveland. Let's double check that weather. So weather here 360 at 3 and visibility 10. Temperatures -1, dew point -5, altimeter 3009. So let's take a look at 3009 and go ahead and set that. 3009 is set. Alright, so
Continental 238, clear to the Chicago O'Hare Airport. As filed, climb via the SID, squawk 4136.
let's go ahead and get our McDo set up here then. So we need a pause in it. So let's go here and take our left GPS. We'll copy that. Go back over here and paste that into here. And we need KCLE set here. And then we'll go take a look at our route. KCLE is our origin. Let's request the flight plan here. There's Cleveland to Charlotte. So we'll go ahead and select that and get that going. Request should load up our flight plan here.
Engine switch off and shut down. Thank you very much for the ATC tonight.
While we're waiting on that, we will go ahead and start loading our baggage here. So it does appear that we have our baggage carts arrived. So, all right. So, okay, 15 minutes and Cleveland Center's closing, so we may lose ATC here, but we'll do the best we can here. So,
We are ready to taxi.
all right, there's the route loaded. We'll activate that. And we need to take a look at our departure here. So we filed. Actually, we probably need to go ahead and get a hold of Cleveland Center and verify our clearance here. So we'll get prepped here on that real quick. Let me get my scratch pad.
5 miles from Travis, turn left heading 260.
FR, KCLT.
Cleared out, Illinois 23 approach.
We're looking at the Kids 1 Newsom transition.
Can you repeat again, please, for the United 261, please?
United 2261, 5 miles from Travis, turn left heading 260.
Take a look at our plate real quick.
Established, cleared up for this, runway 23 approach.
See what our top altitude is, 14,000.
260, maintain 3,000 for establish runway 23, United 261.
360 there. And I don't believe we have any ATIS on here, but we will go ahead and get ourselves, pick up our clearance here.
Logan 102, taxi to practice. Bravo Charlie, have you on? Bravo Charlie, many thanks, sir. Have a good evening. You too.
And good evening, Cleveland Center, American 716, ready to copy IFR down to Charlotte.
Sure, ready to have you.
Oh. I believe we got stepped on there.
Cleveland Center, hello, American 508, on the ground at Cleveland, requesting IFR to Chicago here.
Get in here in a minute. Ah, yeah, Chris. Actually, I did complete my system upgrade, man. It's pretty sweet. This is my second flight after getting it all set up here. So hopefully the stream will come through good, and we'll see how it goes. So, good evening, Cleveland Center, American 716 on the ground, Cleveland, ready to copy IFR over to Charlotte.
There's 716, expect a PDC.
All right, we'll expect PDC, American 716. Yeah, Chris, let me know if the, there's the PDC. Let me know if the audio's coming through okay. Pretty clear. I changed out my entire audio platform as well, so everything's completely new. Alright, pre-departure clearance is departure, route Kids 1 Newsom transition, so we did that just as file, climb via the SID. Expect 360, departure frequencies 28625. And what is my squawk code? 4143. Alright, 4143. So let's go ahead and get that put in the transponder here. 4143. 3 set. Alright, we'll get that going. Alright, let's go ahead and go departure here. So we should be departing off of 06 right. And we are going to be on the kids one, do some transition, execute that. Departure, and then we should be planning for Charlotte's Landing North, so we'll plan for 36 Center here for now. It's Solomon transition, and we are going to be on the Parker 3 lens transition. Parker 3, there's lens transition, execute that. Push our legs, we'll step through. Yeah, sounds good. Alright, thanks. Okay, yeah, the voice is a little quieter. Let me know if I need to turn my voice up. I can adjust on the microphone there a little bit as needed. So again, this is all a brand new setup here. So, alright, so, alright, we're good on the route here. So we'll go to our perf init here. Cruise altitude today is 360, so we'll go ahead and put that in. And, oh nice, you picked up a RX 6800. Very nice there. That'll be nice. Have you got that built yet, or are you still working on it? Alright, and let's see here. Pull up our cruise winds here today. Cruise winds 252 at 67. 252. Oops. 252 at 67. So we'll go ahead and plug that in. And, alright, still loading everything here on the cargo. Almost fully loaded. Let's go check on our fuel real quick. Fuel truck is loaded, so we can release that. Passengers are almost loaded, and we are getting. Right, there's 4100. We'll release the front cargo, and back cargo also is released. All right, so we're getting all loaded in here. Alright, so everything's loaded. We should be able to do a perf init request here. And we should have total fuel on board 14.8. That jives with our block fuel and our flight plan. So, alright, uplink layer, so we'll go ahead and load that. And there we go, 128.1. Let's double check our flight plan there. So zero fuel weight there is 29.7. So let's do execute here. 28.9. I'm gonna plug in 29.7 here. 129.7. Zero fuel weight, and let's double check our reserves here on the flight on the block plan as well. FinRes and alternates is going to be 5.6, so we're going to go adjust that as well. 5.6 here on our reserves. Cost index is 45 today. Actually, cost index is showing 50, so I won't plug in 50 here. So execute there. All right, so we are setting here. All right, I believe we are good there. We'll look at the N1 limits here. Take off 90. I think we can get out of here on 92%, and takeoff here will be flaps 5 on the departure, and we'll be looking at a CG of 24.1, which will give us 5.07 on the trim. So we'll get our V speeds plugged in here, and let's go ahead and get up top and get our APU started here. All right, APU is starting. Cruise altitude today is 360. Step outside here, see if we can't hear the APU start spinning up. Installed and working good. All right, man. Yeah, give me a report on that RX 6800, man. That's a nice card. I've got the 3090 I stuck with. I did a full upgrade with processor and motherboard, so I've got a Z790 motherboard and a 13900 Intel. So the i9. That's what I went with, and I did upgrade my RAM to 64 gig as well, which is probably overkill, but I was trying to future-proof as much as possible. All right, we'll get some electric hydraulic pumps on as well, and APU is on. So let's go ahead and get on the APU bus here. APUs are on. We'll get our APU bleed. We'll go ahead and get our packs coming on here. So the Get our yaw damper set and trim air to the on position. And we'll go ahead and get our window heats on as well. We'll get our probes after we get engine starts. We'll go ahead and ship this to the APU. And alright, clear all of that. Alright, we are still looking good here. Let's go right over here. And let's verify we are fully loaded. Alright, we can do a ground power release. And we can also go ahead and remove the chocks because we are on the... And let's go double check our doors, get our door closed. So we are good there as well. And we'll go ahead and get this into the FMC mode. We'll take a look at climb. Alright, so real quick, let's go ahead and get our pushback pre-planned here. And I need to study, real quick, Navigraph chart. See which way I need to push. So we are at Charlie 9 gates in Cleveland, and we should be departing on 6 right, so we're going to want our nose to the right. Alright, so we will push.
Remember, once commenting that I go across Ashton and maintain flight level 300.
Push this way.
Ashton at flight level 30017 Tango Echo.
That's set. Let's go ahead and request our pushback here.
Cleveland Center, just be advised.
This pushback toolbar does not always seem to work, so I think we're going to have to do a manual pushback here. So I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to stop the pushback because that's not going to seem to work. We'll just go down here and do it in the menu here. FS actions, we'll go pushback. So we want to go standard L, nose to the right, 90 degrees. And I don't know how far back in feet to put here. Distance to taxi line too. Alright, so we'll go ahead and hit. We do want to tug. Tell you what we'll do is we'll go ahead and start that push. Alright, so let's go ahead and get anti-collision lights on. Tail to the left. Parking brakes are released. Should be able to get traffic going here. Traffic going here. So have you done got any flights in on the new 6800 yet? And are you noticing a big difference in performance? I'm noticing a huge difference in performance in my system with the i9 over what I had with the 9700K. So, all right, let's get up top. We'll go right side, engines to ground, and we should start seeing. Oh, we're going to need to stop that real quick because we have to turn off our packs. APU bleed is on. That is good. Now we should be able to go start here. Alright, there we have rotation.
To make closing radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Have a good night.
Want my Unicom 128 United 1860. Have a good night.
Love to hear this thing start up. Alright, so we'll go ahead and introduce fuel on the right. I love these sounds.
United 2204 New York Center flying. Frequency change approved. November 3 November, you can expect the ILS 924 red approach, the Cleveland altitude 009. Please.
Parking brake set.
24 right approach, Adrian November. Could you repeat the altimeter? Cleveland altimeter 3009.
Alright, and we'll go ahead and go left side now for the start.
November.
Already hear those starting to spin up. Alright, and we're watching our... Alright, there's 20%. Introducing fuel on the left side. let's go ahead and get our flaps set. Flap set 5. And what did we need for departure here? 5.07 on the trim. And here we go. Let's get that set. There we go. 5.07 trim set. Alright, and starters have kicked off there. Alright, we'll go ahead and get our turn-off lights and our taxi lights to the on position. We'll get our packs coming to the on position. We'll get our bleed off and oscillation valve to auto. And we'll go over on the gens and kill our APU there. APU to the all position. We did need seatbelts here though before we pushed and missed that one. Right, and we should be Gen 1 and Gen 2. We're looking good. Yaw dampers are set. Alright, so we should be ready for taxi here. So let's see what we got here. Let's double check where I'm at on the apron. We are Concourse C short of 3. We'll go ahead and roll up here just a little bit. Give a little juice here. Here and give him a call. At Cleveland Center, American 716 here on the ground in Cleveland, just off of Concourse C, short of Juliet at position 3, ready for taxi.
American 716, thankfully by the center runway 24, that's taxi by Juliet, Juliet 6, Lima 7.
6. I say again, that's for 24 right. We had planned for 06 right. Are the winds shifted there on us, American 716?
Sorry, but not too far left instead, too far right. But runway 24, that's taxi by Juliet, Juliet 6, there, Lima. It's calm wind flow at Cleveland's standard 24 here, and it's a shorter taxi for you.
Affirm. So we'll go 24 to the left, then we'll be Juliet, Juliet 6, Lima for American 716. All right, 24 to the left. So we need to change the box real quick because earlier I was seeing winds out of the other direction. So we'll go here real quick. Departure. We'll go ahead and 24 to the left. That is the kids 1. Newsom transition. We'll execute that. And legs. All right, so what did he tell me? We are Juliet, Juliet 6, Lima. So Juliet, Juliet 6, Lima. Got it. All right. So we need to make us a right-hand turn here. One thing about the Boeing there is if you have to reset on that kind of thing, it will delete your takeoff speed, so you have to go back and put those in. So this should be Juliet right over here. All right, so Juliet, Juliet 6, Lima. Climb via the SID, which is 14,000. So we're going to get 14,000 set here. Departure frequency is 28,625. That is what we already are on.
Another 931, contact Toronto Center 125.77 CM. United
Running with this Cleveland scenery off of Flight Sim TO is actually pretty nice. I think, Chris, you picked that up too back in the day, I think I remember. Alright, this will be Juliet 6 right here. So we should be able to make a left and then a right.
75, 9931, heavy. Center November 17 Tango Echo, we're leaving flight level 40, sure. Thanks.
We'll bring her to a little bit of a pause right here. And parking brake set. And let's get all of our lights going here.
American 76, runway 24 left, clear for takeoff.
24 left, clear for takeoff, American 716. Alright, we should be ready to rock here. Lights are on, and we're going to need to get our strobes on here.
American 508 coming up on Juliet.
Alright, strobes are on.
American 508, 94 left.
RTO set.
Juliet 6, Lima.
Auto throttles are armed.
Lima 224 left, American 508.
Cleveland ground, good evening, American 23 Juliet on the ground.
Approaching runway 24 left.
Marina come American 23.
Entered runway 24 left. 9,900 feet remaining.
You know, Chris, I think the latest updates did fix some things. I know they had some problems with the ILS in this plane after one of their updates. I have not flown this plane much until I did a test flight earlier today before doing this stream just to see if it was going to work, and I had a pretty good success. So I think for the most part it's better, for sure. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and start our clock here, spool them up 40%. All right, there's 40%, and Toga coming in. All right, here we go. Oh, nav should have already been set. Oh, this should have been set too here.
V1 rotate.
All right, rotate. Positive rate.
Positive rate of climb.
Flight director's on. LNAV set. VNAV set.
Miles from sure, turn the right thing 210, maintain true 1000 until established up road advisor, clear to S924 right approach. Right 210, maintain 3000 until established, clear the ILS.
Alright,
for arrive.
flaps 1.
November less than a thing, good contact, Chicago, center 120.35, yep. 12035, 120.
And flaps are in, cleaned up. Wow. Look at that. Money shot right there. Alright. Still hand flying here. Got caught looking out the window a little bit. Alright, 250 is bugged. Alright, thanks for the ATC. We'll see you next time, American 716. See ya. Alright, autopilot is engaged. How's the ATC sound coming through there, Chris? Is that, you able to hear that pretty well? Alright, Cleveland Center is dropping offline, so there's 250 knots.
Thanks for flying Cleveland. Have a great rest of your evening. Cleveland start is cool.
Get that shot. Alright. Let's go ahead and spin our heading bug around here. Heading bug synced. climbing via the SIDS, I think we're going to have a couple of restrictions here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. That's probably what we're doing now, is hanging out here. Yep, 6,000 to Lyman. So yeah, I think the latest update's done pretty good. Alright, yeah, I turned the ATC up a little bit here, so it might have been a little quiet. I turned it up and let me know how that works. But right now, he's offline, so we'll probably have to pick up some a little later. Let's see what Vatsim's looking like right now. Had full coverage when I was planning this flight. Yeah, so Indy Center is on. Looks like Charlotte's got approach and tower on, or tower and ATIS on. Atlanta Center was on, yeah. Everybody's kind of dropping off there on ATC as we started this flight tonight, but it is what it is. So. All right, so we're gonna hold 6,000 until Lyman or Lyme, so we're almost there. Then we'll start the climb again up. Top altitude on the departure is 14,000, so we have 14,000 set. But honestly, with ATC offline, we go ahead and spin that up to our 360 here. All right, so 360 is set. And we'll take a look here at our legs. All right. Here comes the climb again. So far, so good. Go ahead and set 22.8 here. Oops. 22.8. .28 set and active because we don't have ATC right now. So over to Unicom. Yeah, hopefully the stream's coming through nice and not choppy. That was one of my biggest complaints is when I was trying to stream before upgrading is running OBS at the same time I'm running the flight sim. The sim would become choppy. It was just way too much overhead on the processor. So when to get up to that I-9, and that changed everything for me. All right, there's 10,000. We'll get the lights off. And we'll go off there. All right. Should get us up to the cruise. There's the right turn at Kids. Yeah, now with the new processor, I'm able to run pretty much everything at Ultra, so I'm pretty happy and pumped on that. Just took me a while to get the build complete with the holidays and being out of town quite a bit, so hoping to get to do a few more flights and some live streams here over the next few months. Alright, so there's the turn to the south. And so next up is Newsom. So about 72 miles to Newsom. And we'll make our way down to Charlotte. Also doing this flight on the Joint AVA, the virtual airline. I hadn't done that. I was falling behind on that as well, so wanted to give that a shot as well tonight. See if I can't get my 2 in for the month. or more. I have not flown an airliner in quite a while. I've been flying the GA stuff for the last few months as well. So you still doing any of the DC-6 flights? How's that going down to South America? I'd like to get back in and do some of those too. PMDG got the DC-6 in pretty good working shape right now. All right, there's a breakout out of the top of the clouds. Oh, they don't have the DC-6 back in good shape. What's the big hangups on it right now? I know you were telling me earlier the GPS nav was kind of going back and forth there, wasn't holding the magenta line very well. Still borked, huh? Flying the other day and it wouldn't even lock onto a VOR. Oh, that really stinks, because in that plane, flying the VORs is pretty important, because that's the primary means of navigation in that plane. I hope they really get that fixed, because that was a fantastic airplane when it came out, and it's one of the prettiest planes there is in the sim. Yeah, the ILSs are wandering back and forth as well. Okay. Well, hopefully they'll get that straightened out here in the near future. I don't know if you've seen anything. All right, there's 18,000. Let's go ahead and get on standard pressure there. There we go. Oh, and what we did forget to do was set our TCAS. We should have had that on. We had the squawk code in there, but never turned our TCAS on. This flight today shouldn't be super long. It's probably, oh, let me update for flight here and see what that's looking like. I think it's going to be just about an hour flight, roughly. Yeah, an hour and 8 minutes. So it shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully we'll have some ATC on when we get into Charlotte, but we shall see. Meantime, I should probably work on getting my Navigraph actually up here on the screen, so that when I'm streaming, people can see that. I run this in Sim Toolkit Pro. I'm such a fan of that too. I forget though that you can't really see that when you're streaming in OBS online on YouTube. So let's go, if this is not the right flight, so we go flights, new flight, it's from Sim Brief. There we go. Actually, we don't need that. We're going to need the Parker 3 arrival. So let's pin that down here at the bottom. And we'll go ahead and look at our approaches here. So 3-6 center, ILS. All right, there we go. Show that chart overlay. Let's get that pinned. Alright, so now we got some stuff going here. So here's our departure out of Cleveland, just on the south, turning south here. And then we'll make this Parker 3 arrival on our descent. Looks like we're going to cross Willem at 270 knots between 330 and 240. Suzanne 270 above flight level 190, and then we'll cross Parker at 250 between 200 and 12,000. And looks like the bottom of our arrival will be back 250 knots at 12,000. And then if they're still landing north, we'll be in a downwind then, left downwind for runway 36. I'll probably plan for 3-6 center. But we'll see what ATC says when we get there, if they're still on. So may have to look at removing this pushback toolbar. It seems to work sometimes and not work sometimes, and been wanting to pick up GSX Pro, but I'm undecided because I read mixed reviews constantly on it, so I don't really know if it's worth it or not. A little bit of wing flex out there. So I picked up a Stream Deck Plus, which allows me to independently control. So I quit using voice meter. So let me know again how the sounds are coming through. I was hoping ATC would stay on, but this will let me independently control my Discord, the ATC, the game sounds, the system sounds, as well as music if I want to, and I can control all of that independently, which is pretty nice. So kind of looking forward to seeing how that all works out. Unfortunately, ATC fell off on us. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll pick some more up here shortly as we drop down into Indy Center if they'll stay online. Vatsim map. Oh yeah, Indy Center's dropped off too. The Vatsim map was purple on the East Coast a little while ago, so I was kind of hoping to have full coverage all the way, but can't control all that. So let's see. Looks like airborne about 14 minutes so far. That jives with ForeFlight. Let's go ahead and take a look at our progress here. We should be, I rolled back to time of day, so it looks like Charlotte at 18:43 Zulu, and we are 17:40, so about 1 hour from now we should be on the ground in Charlotte. Top of climb is at about 77 miles. And I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll pick up our cruise speed to Mach 0.8 just to beef that up a little bit. We'll set our descent at Mach 0.778 for the descent. Actually, 0.79. Let's go. Target that on our descent. Cruise. And climb. And our descent. Forecast. Let's see if we can request the winds here. If I did that right with the sim tool or the sim brief downloader, and the winds aloft here, hopefully that will import in for us. We'll find out here momentarily. I need to hit that again. There we go. Descent wind uplink, so we'll go ahead and hit load. Those should populate for us. And descent forecast uplink, and they did populate, so we'll go ahead and execute that as well. So that'll help us with our descent planning. And VNAV. VNAV takes advantage of all of that information. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We will go ahead and put a fix in here because we need THAC. Let's go back here to our legs real quick and double check. We need THAC at 12,250. So let's go ahead and do THACK. And that's going to give us a distance of 278 miles there, so we can know how far out we are from that at all times. Progress, there we go. Legs, alright. So we are through flight level 307 on our way up to 360. So progressing right along here. Yeah, thanks for tuning in tonight, Chris. Appreciate you watching. I doubt I'll ever be good enough at this to get very many people to ever watch, but it's kind of fun. So tell you what we forgot to do was to turn off our landing gear and just disable our auto brake, so that's set correctly now. That should have been done a long time ago. And we'll go ahead and turn our seatbelt signs off and give everybody in the back a break. Let them wander around. I think the other thing I need to figure out on this aircraft is how to set some cabin views back in the back, because you can't open the cockpit door in this aircraft and move the camera through there. So watched a tutorial on that today, so that's going to be my next little project here, is to get camera views set up in the back besides the standard wing views like such. So this is not a bad one, I like it, but wouldn't mind getting a couple of different angles. So alright, so we've crossed Newsom and now we're on our way to Jeff's. About 49 miles to Jeff's. Double check up here, make sure our pressurization is looking good. And actually, while we're at it, we need to verify Charlotte altitude, but I should know that one by 750 feet. So we'll go ahead and set that at 750. That's for our landing altitude. Coming up on 340, so another 2,000 feet, and we should level off for the cruise. Probably need to work on a couple of overlays here where I can put ForeFlight on the live stream feed as well. I'll work on that coming up here. I've done it before, but I haven't got that set up here in the new rig. So was really kind of debating on using a second PC as a streaming PC and primarily using this PC as just the flight sim. However, in testing OBS today, it seems to be handling it just fine. So unless you're telling me you're seeing a bunch of stuttering or anything on that live stream end, we may be able to do this on a single PC and not have to do a two PC stream setup. I had picked up a new case to put some of the old PC parts in, and I've got that put together as well. So might be a good rig to sell on Alright, there's 1,000 to go for 360. So coming through 352 right now. Let's go ahead and change this out a little bit so we can see a little further. Alright, that's our flight plan in. Get our heading bud synced up here. We got a little bit of a crosswind there right now, so we should have a slight crab. Oh, nice. Okay, so it's looking good. Then when I pan around, no pixelating. That's awesome. Yeah. Like I said, I'm super impressed with this Intel i9. 13900 seems to be pretty stout. Made a huge difference from that 9700K I've been running for the last few years. So I think I was actually not able to really take advantage of the 3090 Ti that I had picked up running the old 9700K. So this seems to be a much better and more stable build. So I'm pretty happy with that, I will have to say. So your RX 6800, I'm assuming that's the video card you picked up. You're running that with an AMD processor, or what do you got running there? 23 minutes in the air. We're level, so 23 minutes from takeoff to flight level 360. It's not too bad. Okay, Ryzen 7 3700. Very nice, very nice. Are you noticing a pretty significant difference in the strain in the sim when you're playing, as far as stutters or anything? I mean, definitely seeing the performance upgrade, I'm sure. Yeah, so you're going to pick up a new processor sometime in the future, too. That'd be awesome. Alright, level 360. And let's double check. I thought I set my cruise at Mach 8 for the target. Alright, and reset MCP altitude. What is that telling me? Did we get a cruise level that's... Oh yeah, cruise level 360 right here. That's what happened when I did the import there. There we go. There we go. That'll get our... Yep, that gets us in magenta here. That gets us a 0.8 for Mach 8. That looks good. Yeah, so that's exactly what I was experiencing when I picked up my 3980 or my 3090 Ti. Is I was not seeing very much of a performance upgrade when I picked up the new GPU, and I was so disappointed. And then I got to really doing some investigating and figured out that I was 100% CPU bottleneck. So nice. Okay, so you're getting a solid 45 frames per second smooth. That's good. That's real good. I wasn't even getting that in my setup with my 3090, which was, like I said, super disappointing. Really hurt my feelings paying the money for that 3090 Ti and then not getting any performance really. But when I've combined that now with the i9, it's night and day difference now. So now the computer's performing above my expectations, I would say. So happy with that. And I think AMD's new product line, they're just going to get stronger and stronger too. Their CPUs and their GPUs, I think, are going to get pretty stout. Not getting that in town in premium airports. What do you mean on the premium airports? Are you picking up some from the marketplace? Oh yeah, absolutely. It does sound like you're in the same place I was. So you've got a nice GPU now, which will still serve you a good purpose, and you hang on to it. And when you get time to get the CPU upgraded, you're going to really notice the big difference. Because I had mine for probably 4 months, and I was so disappointed. Yeah, new CPU down the road, awesome. Alright, so what do we got here? Cruise, so we got 128 miles to the top of descent, so we're not going to be in cruise very long on this flight. Like I said, it's a fairly short hop. Looks like we've been airborne for about 27 minutes. And let's see if our progress is changing anywhere here. So, oh yeah, so we're now down to 1813 Zulu for top of descent and arriving in Charlotte 1843. Okay, so less than an hour. All right. What's the FPS drops there? Is that LPS drops on my live stream right now, or are you talking about LPS drops with your... Double check real quick and see, make sure we don't have any ATC online here. Super disappointing that they all dropped off after I was looking at purple all over the East Coast and going to have ATC all the way. Doesn't look like we're going to have anything now, hardly. Let's see if Charlotte's got anything online. Charlotte is showing... Yeah, there's nothing. Charlotte's not even online either. Yeah, we lost all the ATC. Oh yeah, when you get in dense areas and big airports, absolutely. Yeah, that was exactly what I was seeing, the LPS hits, yeah. I would agree too, that probably is the CPU bottleneck at that point too. Alright, so we are looking at, it's like about 111 miles to top of descent here. Tell you what else I'm looking forward to in this 737. PMDG is hopefully getting close on their fly pad. Read a few things there on their Discord and really hoping to see that in the near future. Oh yeah, I think there was something earlier out of Chicago at ORD. I agree. I saw a lot of planes on that. I don't know if that was XP72 and his bunch flying out of Charlotte or Chicago tonight or not. But it looked like there was a lot of traffic on Vatsim earlier, so I just picked the wrong time to start, apparently. Should have started sooner. But either way, gives me good practice in this flight. Get in a AVA virtual airline flight tonight as well. Yeah, the 900. I've heard the same thing in beta as well, so hopefully the FB will be right behind it. I think maybe even released with it. So I guess my debate is I'm not sure if I want to pick up the 900 or not. I got the 700. I skipped the 600. I like the 800. 800 is the sweet spot. The 900 would be pretty nice, but I don't do a whole lot of the long haul flights just due to time constraints and life and all of those things. So I like the hour to 2 hour flights, and you don't really need the 900 for that. But I think in real life, I've flown the 900 quite a bit from Chicago over to Denver, so that's a pretty common flight in the real world. So it wouldn't be bad to pick up the 900. I'm sure the handling characteristics are a little bit different. About 90 miles to top of descent. A lot of cloud cover down below. Alright. Get close to our top of descent here. So let's bring up our charts here for a minute and study that just to be on the prepared side here. Alright, so here's the arrival. So Lens was our transition into the arrival. Willem, Susan, Parker, back. Alright. Take this and go right up the top like that. Okay. Actually, let's go ahead and take a look at our ILS chart here too, so we can go ahead and get prepped on that. So we need 111.7 with 003. 111.7 and 111.7, and we'll take 003. 003. There we go. So I actually am using the new Navigraph charts. It's just that apparently the Navigraph charts plugin that you run in Flight Sim apparently doesn't work like that. So let's see if I can do this real quick. I might be able to do a capture within OBS. So if I do a not a display capture, do I? Probably won't a. Maybe I can do game capture. Sim Toolkit Pro. And we can do right here. Huh. Okay, that did not work. Let's try it differently. Or does it work if I do? Maybe it needs to go like this. Nope. Nope. Alright, so how can I get Sim Toolkit Pro to show up on here? So I need a window capture. That's what it is. So let's get that going. And window capture. And we'll call this Toolkit Pro. Here we go. So there is what I'm actually using. Let's get that squared in here. Yeah, so Sim Toolkit Pro has the new integration for me for Navigraph, but for whatever reason, the Navigraph charts does not. So I don't know if that will update in here at some point, or if there's something I got to do to make that happen. How about you, Chris? Have you seen the new Navigraph charts working in the toolbar up here, or are you using it offline? Because I actually have the new Navigraph installed on the second monitor over here too, outside of Sim Toolkit Pro. Let's take a look at the ATIS here, KCLT. So 350 at 9, visibility 8, few clouds at 5,000, broken 5,500, overcast 10,000. Temperature 6, dew point 0.04, 3012 is the... Alright, so we'll get some Toolkit Pro off of here. Okay, so you use the standalone app outside, okay. Okay, yeah, so it just doesn't work in the sim. Yes, I actually like having it. I use the second monitor the most too, and I love Sim Toolkit Pro when it's integrated right into that, and that's what I use the most. I was just thinking for live stream, it's easy to pull up Navigraph charts here in the same window, but yeah. Alright, so... let's take a look and see where we're at for top of descent here, because we should be getting close. Yeah, 39 miles, so we are not too far away. So the other thing that was really hindering me on my CPU build of the previous computer with the 3090 was I'm running a 2-monitor setup, but I have the 49-inch ultra-wide with a 27-inch next to it that's running Sim Toolkit and Navigraph, but pushing to a 49-inch ultra-wide was just, I mean, it was just completely killing my other PC. So, like I say, I'm super happy with what I got here now because it seems to really be handling the workload really well, so I'm going to call it money well spent.
Destination ATIS is 121.15.
Alright, let's double check, make sure we don't have any ATC online. Get our Vatsim map up. It looks to me like Indy Center came online, but no, that's Tower. Got Raleigh Approach online, but no ATC right now as of in Charlotte. So. And I think the other thing I need to get set up is my Fly Live overlay at the top of my live stream there that shows my departure and arrival and times and all of that. So I'm going to work on that as well here before my next live stream. Alright, we're coming up on Linda's, and then just past Citus is our top of descent, which appears to be about 20 miles out right now, so we're getting pretty close. Yep, and if we go look over here, 20 miles exactly, so that lines up with what I'm seeing here on the screen. There's our 20-mile ring, so what we'll do, we'll go ahead and dial in 12,000 because that's our bottom of our star. So there's 12,000 set. We'll stay in VNAV here, and we'll start our descent automatically. here as we approach. Here comes the turn at Lynn's. A little bit of contrails back there. Always find it pretty super cool to look at the contrails as you turn and descend. Alright. Let's go ahead and bring our heading bug around. Looks like we're still fighting a little bit of a wind from our right, so we're having to lean into the wind, so we should have a little bit of a crab effect there, and we do. Alright, so we're under 10 miles now for our top of descent. Up 7.5. To hear my favorite rumble here in a minute as the engines start to roll back. I think one thing PMDG did a really good job of the 737 was the sounds. I think the sounds are pretty awesome in this airplane. So half a mile to our top of descent. We'll descend on the profile 0.79. So here comes the here comes the top of descent, and there you go. You can hear the rumble now of hear the engines rolling back. Sounds so realistic too. Oh yeah, the deep rumble. And we are at full retard there, and descending at about 2,700 feet per minute now, and 0.79 is set in magenta here, which aligns with our descent profile here, our 0.79 target that we put in here, and then your vertical deviation, so we're right on path here. About a 3.5 degree flight path angle right now. Progress into Charlotte. Still showing 1843. Take a look at our fix here. We're 78 miles from THAC, so we're 78 miles where we need to be at 12,000 feet. So we'll monitor that. Keep an eye here on our descent profile, and then actually another thing you can see in the 737 here is you can actually see the descent profile here and here, so that number corresponds with what you would see in the FMS, so about 40. Yeah, see that number here corresponds. So we're pretty well on profile for now. Heading bug is aligned. You can see our wind coming from the right at 79 knots, 260, 261. It's a pretty stout wind, so that's got us crabbing a little bit. been a pretty smooth flight so far. Been airborne 48 minutes. We have now begun our descent into the Charlotte area. So I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll go ahead and ding the cabin and get our seatbelts back on. Have the crew back there start cleaning everything up and getting ready for our arrival into Charlotte. So we got Jackson Center. Yeah, so we still got no ATC on, unfortunately. So it looks like we're doing this. We're going to be vectoring ourselves in tonight, which will be okay. Alright. So far, so good. Still on profile here. 12,000 set in magenta. LNAV, VNAV path. And throttles are in the retard position. And one last double check here, 111.7, 111.7, and 003 set. So we are tuned for the ILS for 36 center. Does look like we're going to be descending down through quite a bit of cloud cover then. Do a real quick check of the weather in Charlotte one more time. 3013 with full IFR conditions right now, so it's going to probably be a little bit ugly getting in there. 3013. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go ahead and preset 3013. Which you can also do in the PM737. So there's 3013 preset. So we're still in standard right now, but all we have to do is hit the little button up top up here to go right to 3013 as we descend through our transition altitude of 18,000. Just another little way to stay ahead of the airplane. Also, we're going to be descending, let's see, barometric, we're going to have a 200 feet is going to be our minimums. So you can see that we have 200 feet set here, baro. And actually, we could probably set that to radio, which is what it needs to be. Radio of 50. Here we go. So let's do, I had that wrong. Barrow 200 feet would be below, so we need radio of 200. So let's go here. And we'll set that to 200 feet. So that'll be our minimum call out of 200. Alright, there's 200 set radio. That's our radio minimums. The barrow would have been 200 feet. Field elevation is 750, so that would have been 950 is what should have been set there if we were going barometric. We're going to go radio altitude though for this. And while we're at it, we'll go ahead and take a look here. We're going to be landing. Got a little bit of what's our winds again? 12 knots. We'll land flaps 30, so 145. Also about 150 knots on our approach. We'll double check that again as we get in close here. So 40 miles to THAC, so that's our 12,000 restriction. We are 50, 60 feet low on our profile, so that too is is lining up here. We're right still on profile, and we still looking for 12,000 at 39 more miles. So still looking good. Bring in our heading bud there and line it up real good. Seven-mile visibility broken at 5,000. Overcast 4,800. Wow, we're going to be down pretty low before we break through. So we'll see what the weather's like coming in here. Double check, we are on 22.8. So we'll, as we come into the downwind there, just past Stack at Barbecue, we'll make an announcement that we're going to be left downwind, runway 36 center. We'll call our base and call final unless ATC comes online here for us. 54 minutes in flight so far. Go auto brake at 2. We'll go ahead and get ahead of the airplane there a little bit as well.
Transition altitude. Nearest altimeter, 3011.
Alright, there's our transition altitude. So we are 3013 preset. So we'll go right here and hit standard, and that'll get us 3013. So, alright, 18,000 for 12,000. And if we look at, we are 25 miles to where we need to be at 12,000. We should still be right on our descent profile here, so still looking good. Speed, we'll take a look here. Parker at 250, so we're 2.5 miles, so speed should be dialing back to 250, and there you go, it's already starting to come down. So that magenta should go to 250. Because we do have a speed, even though we're above 10,000, the speed restriction at Parker, in this case, is 250 knots, 12,000 to 20. So back 250, barbecue 250. I'll probably slow us down to about 230 on the downwind though, manually. ATC typically would slow you down to 230, 220 a lot of times. Just double check our ATC situation here. Still no ATC in the area, so it's about 80 miles northwest of the field right now. Charlotte traffic. American 716s through 15,000 on the Parker 3 arrival. We'll be entering to a left downwind for runway 36 center. Charlotte traffic. Not really hearing anything on the radio comms in the area right now on 22.8, but we'll go ahead and let them know we're coming in because we're crossing into the Bravo area as we speak. Alright, so just verifying here, we're holding 250 knots, so we're about 4 knots below our targeted speed right now, so it's not too bad. Passing through 14,000.
And Charlotte traffic, Blue Street 5257 is clear of runway 18 left, Charlotte.
Alright. Were you able to hear that, Chris, with the ATC there, or did I need to turn that up a little higher for the stream? We're coming up on back now as we speak. Make the turn at Barbecue. We should be holding now 12,000, and we are 12,000. We're going to go speed mode here. 250 knots. Getting into the suit now. Okay, good. So the ATC sound was good. I turned it up on just a little bit, but give it right there. We'll make the turn here. We'll go ahead and descend 8,000. At Charlotte traffic, American 716 now entering a left downwind, 12,000 descending 8,000, be a left downwind, runway 36 center, Charlotte traffic.
Dave.
Yo, yo, yo. Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our altitude set for 8,000 here. And 250 knots. Let's go flight level change. And we'll descend at 250 knots down to 8,000. Just double checking everything here. As we get through 10,000, we'll get our lights on. Might get a glimpse of the airfield off to our left here momentarily. We shall see. See if we can get a better view here. There we go. Keep an eye out there. We might be able to see the runways, but I'm not sure with all the cloud cover if we'll be able to see it. Alright. Double check here. Heading bug. Synced up. Descending down through 10,000 now. So let's go ahead and get our lights on. Go ahead and put this in continuous relight mode. Alright, and seatbelts are on. Flight attendants, go ahead and get yourself prepared. Alright, there was our 10,000. 10,000 for 8,000 now. And we are in the soup. Alright. Let's go ahead and bring this back to 230 here. Bring in just a little bit of speed brake. See if we can't go ahead and get ourselves down to the 8,000 mark. Go ahead and go flaps 1. Get just a little bit of drag out there. See those flaps coming down. Alright, let's get this down to 8. Alright, and let's make sure our heading bug is synced up here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into heading select. Got a little bit of an offset there, so we'll fly heading now. We'll get ourselves prepped to turn a left base into a left downwind here shortly, or left base into a final. Alright, 8,000. We'll go ahead and bring ourselves down now to 4,000. Now let's bring ourselves back to 220 knots. Get ourselves slowed down just a little bit here. There's 220. Level change at 220. Double check the upper panel. Lights are all set. Flight continuous relight. Strobes anti-collision. We are good. 750 set for altitude landing. Alright. It's all over now but the landing. We'll go ahead and start our flight control replay here, but we won't start the recording just yet. So we will use flight control replay here shortly to hit record. We'll wait till we get turned on to a final here. Alright, 6,000 for 4,000. 220 knots. We're going to get ready here momentarily to turn our left base. Let's go flaps 5. Flaps 5 set, 5,500 for 4. Go just a little further here and then we're going to turn base. And Charlotte traffic. America 716 will be turning left base now, runway 36 center. Charlotte traffic. Alright, left turn coming up. Should be about a left turn to 090-ish. Alright, there's left turn 090. Isn't that cool? That's such a cool shot. Don't believe we're going to be able to see anything out there for a while. Alright, so let's bring her back to 200 knots. And let's go ahead and make a left turn to we want left turn 040. That should help us intercept the ILS. Technically, we should probably go 030. 040 should work. VOR localizer armed. We got VOR lock here in white. That means it's armed. We do see the glide slope over here coming in, but we're not in approach mode just yet, so we are on path to intercept here. And we should watch. We should say there's VOR lock, and with that we'll go approach mode here. As we get our dot down to 1 above, we will drop the gear, and right now we want to take a look at our init. So 145, so 150 knots is going to be our approach speed. Charlotte traffic, American 716, ILS 36 center, Charlotte. Flaps 10. Let's go 180 knots. Alright, let's go ahead and get our flight control replay into the record mode. Don't know if that's working or not. Let's double check this. Yes, it is recording. Alright. And we're going to go with flaps 15. And here comes the glide slope. So soon be 1 dot above. You're coming down. And speed's coming back. 160, and we'll verify one last time. 145 plus 5, we're going to hit 150 for the approach. We definitely got some rain coming in here. And let's go flaps 25, flaps 30. Flaps 30 set. And 150 now set on the speed. Speed set 150. Look at the flaps down position. Isn't that cool or what? Alright, it's going to be interesting to see. Can we see the field tonight? How low will we go? So, alright, we're looking here, Barrett. So we're 2,400 above the ground right now. Our minimums are set for 200. There's 2,300. So, coming up on 2,000 above. We got no visual of the runway yet. 150 set, flaps 35 set and indicated. Speed brake set to 2, gears down and locked. I've got visual on the runways now. I see 36 left, and I got lights on 36 center and 36 right. All right. Speed brakes armed. Got a little bit of a quartering tailwind here, looks like. So, wasn't expecting that, but earlier the winds were showing landing north here, so. Alright, there's 1500. Alright, autopilot disconnected. It's my airplane. And auto throttles are disconnected. My throttles. %. 1000. Continue.
2 mile final runway 36 center.
Charlotte traffic. America 716. 2 mile final. 36 center. Charlotte. Fast here. Let's creep some speed back.
$500.
Plus 100. Minimums.
Minimals, continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Alright.
Butter.
Yeah, we shall see. Don't know if there was butter there or not. Alright. And that'll get the reversers, and we should be able to peel them off here. Get her stopped and get her cleaned up here in a second. It's a pretty good landing. I'll take that. A little bit of a wind there, but not too bad. Alright, so that said, let's go up here. We'll get our landing lights off. And we'll get our APU started. Continuous off here, and strobes off, and then back to steady. And let's go ahead and bring our flaps up. Spoilers off, and let's get her cleaned up here. And we are clear at Echo 6 at Charlotte traffic. America 716, clear runway 36 center, Echo 6, taxi to the terminal, Echo 6, Echo 17, Charlotte. Alright, cleaned up. Let's give her a little, let's get our auto brakes off here. I believe we want to taxi right over through this way here. I see a Frontier over there. Other thing I've got to figure out is if I got all my mono matching straight. I had to do a little work with that. This is a fresh install of Windows, so
Traffic, American 1206 taxiing Romeo Charlie to 36 right. Charlotte traffic.
and that American 806 there. Are you on the departure or are you arriving in here?
1206, we are departing. Going to 36 right, Romeo Charlie.
Cool, man. Good to see you, Andrew.
Nice seeing you, buddy.
got to get a flight in here together soon. I'm doing the AVA thing tonight, so did a live stream too on YouTube. I don't know how good that'll turn out, but we'll see. Kind of cool, kind of fun.
Nice, buddy. Yeah, I'm doing the AVA as well. Gotta get my flight in, but we'll chat soon.
Hey, firm man, take care, man.
You too, buddy.
All right, super cool. Got to run into Andrew there. Hadn't seen him in a while. Got Chris on the live stream, so get some of the old crew back together. Tell you what we need to do, Chris. This is you and Andrew. We need to get a group flight and do a live stream with it. Maybe get the Discord linked in as well. That'd be kind of cool if you're up for it. Yeah, I see. There goes Andrew out that way through here. I think he's an Airbus guy. Alright, we're going to make a left into here and park this bird. Yeah, let's set that up. We'll going to be out of town here for a couple days for work, but we'll get that set up and do a group flight and do a live stream with it. Link in the Discord and see if we can't get a few viewers to join in with us. Could be fun. Mix in a little GA flying every once in a while too. Alright, I think we're going to go right up here on this second gate. Go right up in here. Looks like we're going to hit Bravo 10. Lined up here, Bravo 10 on the roll in. Alright, we're going to park her right there. And let's go over here, get our parking brake set. Up top real quick, go on the APU gens here. And with that, we'll kill our lights here, here, and here. And kill our anti-collision lights here, and we'll go ahead and kill the throttles or kill the engines. And we just need to get down here in the FMS, get to our menu, and get to our ground services. We'll go ahead and get our chalk set. We'll request the ground power unit here, and we'll toggle the jetway as well. And if any luck, yeah, the jetway is going to work here, looks like. So that's looking good. Still may look into GSX Pro there in the coming days ahead. Alright, so we'll get that done. And that said, let's verify that our door opened here. Which door open? That'll work. And go back to ground services here. Alright, fuel on board, still good. Alright, so we can target 0 here. And this will start our D-plane. And we'll go ahead and request the loaders and the baggage carts here. We'll set these for 0 and 0. So once these arrive, we will be able to unload our baggage. And here comes one of the unloaders right now. And while I'm thinking about it, we'll go ahead and finish our flight here for AVA and file our PIREP. So we'll get credit for that flight, hopefully. That will work out pretty good. Minimize that. And let's see what we got out here happening. I used to run PACX. I may have to try that again here sometime as well. GSX Pro thing is interesting. I see a lot of people using it on live streams, and then I hear a lot of people with a lot of negative reviews. So I'm kind of up in the air on it. I think it's paid too. It's not even a free add-on. So it looks good. I think people have quirks with it, but I'm having more problems with this pushback toolbar than used to, so I think we'll have to figure out something else. Plus, the GSX Pro gives you actual ground handling carts and stuff that are not like PMDG, but actually Delta or American or United, so they're specific to your airline. That's kind of cool. So we're arriving here. Go ahead and turn down some of these lights, get those set to the off position. And I'll go over here. I think we can get this one set to the off, and we go back here, get this back here. TARA can come off. And okay, yep, start the unload here on the front carts. And we can kill our yaw damper. We can go ahead and kill our navs down to here. We can get our trim air off. We can get these fuel heats here off. And we get our electric hydraulic pumps in the off position. Packs left and right can be off also. Can be open. EPU bleed we don't need. And we are on, let's go ground power now. So with ground power we should be able to kill our APU. APU is now off. Seatbelt signs are off as well. Chimes off as well here. And we kill these lights as well. And we can go ahead and kill our fuel pumps. Alright. Now clear below, and we'll start the unloading here. Alright, 1 hour 16 minutes on the flight time, so that was pretty nice. I thought it turned out well. Hopefully the live stream held up for all of that. I think it probably did. At least it looks like it from OBS's side here. And let's just finish here, there. 87 passengers still on board, so we're still unloading there. Letting that unload. We'll take a look around the airport here and see what's here on Vatsim. It looks like we got a Frontier over here. Not much traffic here, and we got a couple of planes on this side, so there's not many people here on the ground in Charlotte tonight. Well, we got an old school livery for an American Airlines here. It's pretty cool. That appears to be a Boeing. And I'm not sure what we got over here. It's like an unmarked airplane, so somewhat the model matching appears to be working. So hopefully we have that in line here. We got the Frontier here, and when Andrew was taxiing out, I could see him at an American as well. So that looks like it's probably working pretty well. All right, passenger count down to 59. Almost completely unloaded on the front. Almost loaded on the back. Alright, release and release. Got 1,200 pounds still to go there. Got 40 passengers still left.
Charlotte traffic, American 23 inbound on the Parker 3 arrival, left downwind of runway 36 enter Charlotte.
Okay, yeah, we got other traffic coming inbound into Charlotte here. So like he's coming in on the same approach I was. So he'll left downwind there to 36 center. Light rains, alright, and we're just about empty here on the rear cargo hold. Alright, that'll get it. We'll release and release. Front one's pulling away. The back one's going to be finished up here momentarily. And that said, we should be able to go here. Passengers are down to 30 on the D plane. So just about got everybody off board. .26 to go. All throttles are off. Flight directors are off. There goes the baggage carts pulling away. And 17 to go. And 7, just about done here. Alright, all passengers are off board, and we will go here and we'll just go ahead and shut the doors to say the crew has left the plane for the evening. So, actually I should have turned everything off here, but we'll go ahead and get that shut down here so we can get our emergency lights unarmed. And ground power can come off, and our battery power can come off. That will get us finished up. And I think that's going to do it for this evening for me. I'm going to leave the live stream available on YouTube, and maybe we'll get some other people to give it a watch. And Chris, thanks for joining in tonight. Appreciate that. And we'll see you here soon. Until then, see ya.